Here's a story of one of my students who went from 0 to 15 Airbnbs with no experience and with $0 out of pocket. Here's how it happened. We offer coaching services teaching people how to start Airbnbs, right? And this person came to a enrollment call with my team and I and said, hey, I really want to do this, but I don't have the capital. So she had no money to pay for coaching and she had no money to launch any Airbnbs. So she went and applied for PayPal credit, which gave her 0% interest and no payments and no interest for 6 months. She paid for the coaching. She learned how to charge acquisition fees, launching fees, management fees, how to connect with people, and how to set up the business. Now, here's how she went from 0 to 15 Airbnbs. Now, here's the truth. The hardest one is always going to be your first Airbnb because you don't have any experience, right? You don't have any credibility. You don't have any track record. Why would somebody let you co-host for them if you have no experience? But the reality is she went through my training. She went through my course and coaching. And again, guys, I am not pitching this and I will not pitch this during the video. I just want to give you the context so that you understand, because there's going to be some haters in the comments saying, here he is selling his course, one of these gurus. Anyways, she understood how to pitch people, how to structure. I gave her the contracts, like literally taught her step by step. So she started creating relationships, connecting with people, and started offering like 10 to 15% on the first couple of Airbnbs. One of the biggest benefits that she was able to offer these people, most of these people were actually subleasing properties. Some of them were buying properties to then have her manage them. And again, she was charging 10 to 15% of the gross revenue of what these properties were generating. So if these properties were generating 10,000, she was making 1,000 to 1,500 a pop with $0 out of pocket. So she was charging acquisition fees, launching fees, and then the management fees on the back end. Now, what I love about this strategy and what allowed her to go from 0 to 15 is that this is a strategy that you can rinse and repeat. I love subleasing and I love purchasing. I know you can make more money with subleasing than you can with co-hosting, and purchasing is the best one because you're always going to create long-term wealth, right? With the appreciation, the equity. Ownership is always going to give you the most amount of benefits. 99.999% of the time why people can't scale faster is they run out of money. And that happens in most real estate businesses because this is a very capital intensive business. If you're buying, you need to put the down payment, the closing costs, furniture, appliances, decor, supplies, photography. If you're subleasing, you got to pay the rent, the deposit, furniture, supplies, appliances, decor, photography. But when you're co-hosting, you don't pay for anything. Zero, nada. Here's a powerful question that I told my student Valerie. How many Airbnbs can you generate passive income from if they require zero money out of pocket? And she's like, a lot, as many as I can manage. Exactly. And that's what allowed her to go and rinse and repeat. Is she got the first one, didn't have to make any money back. She was in profit day one, did it again and again and again until she got to 15 Airbnbs. And she was able to do this in multiple states and launched multiple Airbnbs with the same people. Now, here's an objection that you will likely have. Jorge, I have zero experience. Maybe you don't have the money, and that's okay because Valerie didn't either. How can you get started? And here's the thing. Everyone starts with zero, right? This might be hard to believe, but I was not born with Airbnbs. Yeah. In fact, I didn't get into Airbnbs until I was 30 years young. So it's never too late, right? If you're watching this video, trust me, you might be in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. It's never too late. I started my first one in 2017. I was born in 87, so I was about to be 30. Long story short, one of the easiest ways that you can get your foot in the door is tell that person that you're going to co-host for, hey, why don't we do a trial period where for the first 3 months, I do it just to show you and to prove to you that I'm going to do a great job. And then after 3 months, if you decide that you like my work and how I created a hands-off experience, and maybe I helped you generate even more revenue by filling in those, the days that were vacant, we negotiate a percentage of the revenue. And if for some reason you didn't like my work, no problem. It was on me. Great learning experience, and then you continue with your business. I guarantee you 9 out of 10 people will say yes. Some of you are going to be like, obvious, bro, but check this out. Crazy statistic. 100% of the people that never do their first deal never do their second deal. So in reality, it doesn't matter what strategy you're implementing in real estate, the first deal is always the most difficult. So the biggest domino is you getting the first deal because it proves to you that it's real. It proves to you that it works. And then boom, after 3 months, as long as you did a great job, I guarantee you they will structure a deal with you. And I always tell people, wouldn't it be amazing to charge 20% on your first one? But if you get 10%, even 5% on your first one, what's most important is who you became in the process, the experience you gained, the track record that you are starting to build, your credibility. You are building that up. Because once you manage one Airbnb for 3 months, you already submitted claims, you communicated with guests, you asked for reviews, you understood the business really well in 3 months. Now, there's always going to be more to learn, but when it comes to Airbnb, everything is going to repeat over and over and over and over again. Oh, somebody forgot something. Oh, we need to submit a claim. Oh, someone left the house a little dirty. Whatever it is, right? So after 3 months, you're going to be like a semi-expert, 50% expert, right? Maybe after a year, you're like a total expert. And now, whenever you speak to a second person about managing their property, now you understand the language a little bit better. You understand pricing automation. And now you understand how to host on multiple platforms on a platform like Guesty. If you want to do Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com, HomeAway, you can manage all those on Guesty.com. If the person you're working with asked you, or maybe you decided to host, right? Maybe you start using that software. Maybe you start using Price Labs or Beyond Price, whatever it is. You start to become an expert, and now you carry all that experience to the next deal. And that's exactly what Valerie did. She just needed to get that first deal, which was the big domino, which was the hardest one. She had to prove to herself that this is real and that it works. And when she did, the second one was a little bit easier. And I'm telling you, going from 0 to 1 was harder than going from 3 to 15, believe it or not. Even though managing a bigger portfolio is harder and more challenging, you already know that it works. Now it's just about building a team in-house. You bring in a virtual assistant that you could hire on Upwork.com. Maybe eventually you hire a manager. Valerie didn't hire a manager because she actually went to school to become a teacher, and she didn't want to be stuck making $40,000 a year after taxes, keeping maybe $25,000, which is $22,000 a month. She started making that with one Airbnb, right? Just imagine 15. And so instead, she just decided to not get a manager and just basically be the manager of the business. She hired cleaners, maintenance people. She did the communication, continues to do so today. And she's making a great income, multiple six figures, running a successful business, all from her phone, from wherever she is in the world. And she's operating in multiple states. She's got multiple teams, and she's got a team in every major city that she's operating in. So one of the biggest takeaways here that I want you guys to really take away is that don't worry so much about how much you make from the first one. Just focus on getting the deal done. I remember when I did one of my first real estate big rehab, I'm talking a $200,000 renovation back in 2017, 18. I remember telling my partner, dude, I don't care if we don't make any money. I care about who I become in the process. We ended up not making money on the deal. We actually broke even. But in those 18 months, of a lot of hard work, we learned so much. That experience alone has made us millions of dollars in real estate. Be committed to the journey. Be committed to the process. Focus on who you become in the process, not just attached to making the most amount of money with your first deal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know the biggest takeaway in the comments down below. Check out the description, links down below, and check out one of my other videos here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.